Just how would you evaluate his performance on Sunday?
I think he did a good job. Overall, it's a lot of plays, like you guys probably seen. But like we said, we expected him to have an uptick in terms of reps on the field, and I thought he did a good job managing that. Like any game, there's definitely stuff you want to correct, but he did a good job overall.
How ready do you feel like he is to take on even more of the load, and maybe more snaps on defense, more snaps on offense?
Yeah, I think we have a plan in place for his progression. He's done pretty well to this point, and I like the way we've handled that. Really that's Coach Cohen. He's done a great job, like I said, through his summer, just kind of getting him ramped up and getting acclimated and everything. So I think he's trending the right way, and obviously the more he plays, the better and better he's going to be.
What's the in-game communication like with him? I mean, you're talking to your guys while he's with the offensive guys. How do you find the time to talk to him about the next drive?
He's got to be on, he's got to be on like red alert every second of the game, I guess, just because he's getting information from the offense, getting information from us. And he does a very good job in between series. Even when we're making corrections in there on offense, we have some coaches who get him any of our changes during the game day. So he's done a great job with that. He's really locked into the game, and I thought he did a good job on Sunday.
What makes Devin Lloyd an effective blitzer?
Devin, all the way back through when you watch him in college, I remember evaluating him in college. He's a big body, in general, but he really is blessed with a skill set to pass rush, and he's physical when he does blitz. I think he takes pride in that, takes it personally when he comes down on the blitzes, and I think he's done a pretty good job with that to this point in the season. And to be honest with you, he works at it hard. He puts extra effort into that, watching tape and doing extra stuff. Even with Coach Lukabu after the practice, you can see that every day. So he spent time and done a good job there.
Follow up on that, you have him when you're all at the line of scrimmage, showing blitz, they back out, or they rush. What kind of discipline does it take to not show your hand too early?
Yeah, they've done a good job with all the stuff we asked them to do. Kind of have some multiplicity of that stuff, and we're fortunate we've got some guys that can rush the passer and do a good job in coverage. And I think overall we try to keep an eye on that, how we're doing with all that stuff in different packages, and I think they've all done a pretty good job. But I think it does take a sense of discipline, and it's a level of football intelligence, if you will, and they all have that.
What have you seen from Antonio? Just give you confidence him stepping into that third safety role?
Yeah, I thought he really had a good spring and a good summer. He's a big guy that can run, can cover ground. Antonio has ball skills, and he'll hit you. He's tough. So to me, that's always the most important thing. Do you have guys that love football, love to play, good teammates, and they're tough? And he's a tough kid. So that's important to me, and I've seen that out of him. So excited for him.
Without Savage, does it change?
I'm sorry?
Without Savage, does it change anything you guys do on defense just because of the type of player he was? Or
they've all kind of just been in those roles throughout the whole summer, I would say. Kind of had a little bit of musical chairs, and everybody has played different spots. And I think if you watch us, what we're always trying to get is, have some multiplicity to everybody's game, and hopefully guys can do different jobs. And that gives you a little bit more leeway in terms of who you play with and stuff.
What have you seen from C.J. Stroud in the Texans offense?
Yeah, I think he's, when I was in Miami, we practiced with him his rookie year. So even watching him in practice back then, I was super impressed with him. Great arm, great athlete. And I think the kid's really a good leader, smart football player too. So I've been impressed with him throughout his career. We played them when I was in Green Bay last year too. So I think he's a really good football player, and I think they have some tough dudes on the offense, some physical guys, and some guys I've coached against in the past, that I have respect for, just from coaching against.
Is there a little bit of an unknown, just new offensive scheme? They've only had 2 games plus the preseason.
Yeah, probably similar to us, where 2 games ago on us, 2 games of them, and you just try and get the information, as it's coming. They play Monday night, and try and do the best job you can figuring out what they're doing in all the different situations. So we're probably in similar situations, offensively and defensively, to both of us.
King, you talk so much about getting off blocks, point of attack. Do you like where your guys are right now? Is there more to go on that front?
Yeah, there's always more to go.
Sure.
I'm never gonna say there's not. So there's definitely a lot to improve on, but I felt that there was improvement in that area from week one, even from week 1 to week 2. I thought D. Ham really did a good job in the game. I thought Eric did a really good job in the game in terms of the run game and not staying blocked. And then Trayvon and Josh both really did a great job. Trey, I thought, played overall a really good game. And we're trending the way we want to play. We're trending in the right direction in terms of play style. But, it's got to be every snap, every day, every practice. So, you're never not working on that, and you never have it. And the game's got a way of humbling you. So you gotta keep working at it.
What have you seen from Nick Chubb?
Yeah. So when I was in Miami, he was in Cleveland, and we had played them. I want to say in 2022. I remember getting ready for that game. I think he's a great back. He's a downhill runner. He's physical, tough kid, tough guy, I should say. And he just really does a great job of running in between the tackles, and has the speed and ability to get out of there outside the tackle box. So he's a great running back, and he has been in this league for quite a while. So yeah, I've seen a lot of good things out of him over the years.
Mason Smith got some reps last week. Just how did you see him perform?
I thought he did a good job overall. With the reps that was in, he played detailed. I thought he played really hard. And again, like I said last week, every game's different, but for what we asked him to do in the game, I thought Mason did a good job overall.
The turnovers, 3 of them last game, 3 of them the game before.
Yeah.
How encouraging is that when you kind of see those turnovers? I guess you always say they come in bunches, right?
Yeah, they do. I think that's true. But like anything else, you got to work at that. That is encouraging. Guys are playing with vision on the ball. We got to continue to do that. We got to attack the football. But if we don't do that in practice, and we don't drill that as position coaches and myself, the position I'm in, like it ain't going to continue to happen. So it's doing the work every day. And our guys, I think, have been seeing results because they're doing the work every day. So I'm pleased with that at this point, but still work to do there too as well.
Buster practice yesterday. What would getting him back just kind of do for your guys' depth and rotation?
Yeah, Buster had a great spring for us, and obviously got hurt early in the summer. So we were excited about him coming into the summer. And anytime you get a really good player back, it's a shot in the arm for the defense. So I think Buster is a really good player. He's a detailed guy, physical. I think he's got good line of scrimmage skills. So I think it will help us. And like I said, anytime you get somebody like that back, you're excited about it.
Good. All right.
Appreciate it.